Astrology friends, these are your June 2023 video horoscopes with me, Lada from Astrolada.com. And June we have a very monumental event, Jupiter conjunct the North Node. That's a manifestation of wishes combination. I mentioned it in some videos that this combination was when the king would gather its priests to pray to the gods, because they believe that when Jupiter is with the North Node, the prayers of humanities are heard and reach God more. So now it's time to dream big or to pray more because some wishes will come true. And there's some other important events that I'll talk about. But first I want to tell you that me and Trifon are doing a course on June the 10th and the 11th on the 100 fixed stars, most important according to ancient sources, how they play out in the natal chart, what it means to you. You can read the horoscope just using fixed stars, nothing else. That's how I read most horoscopes. And I'm starting a new big offer throughout the whole summer, every 3 weeks. Anyone who wants to learn astrology, I'll be recommending a few courses, foundational and more advanced, about a certain topic that are the essential courses, because we have more than 300 astrology courses. So I'll be recommending which are the best for certain topics, and every month I'll do a live Q&A with everyone who takes those courses. You can ask me, we can do more than one Q&A, so you can learn astrology with me, and there'll be big discount on the bundles of those courses on different topics. We start with astrology of relationships. Check it out. I'll put a link below. You can check on my website. There will be updated courses every 3 weeks, and then the discount disappears. But I will be throughout you the whole summer with every new person that joins for any questions on this process of learning with me, because we have incredible courses from incredible astrologers, and mine, of course, always will be present there. Thank you. Let's start. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising, June 2023. Ooh, it's getting interesting, Scorpio. The month starts with the North Node and Jupiter conjunction right at the start of your 7th house. You feel it the whole month because they're together there the whole month, and you feel it already from May, from part of May. But what does it mean? It's very manifesting influence. Something important, very important, and I think as important but positive as well can happen in your life in regards to other people, because Jupiter is a planet that blesses us, gives opportunities. The North Node magnifies those. It's like a magnifying glass, and it materializes. So it can come to us, those important things, by meeting someone else, someone new. It comes to you from another. So some important person can enter your life for many years even now. For some of you, it might be a relationship that lasts and that changes your life around, that expands your horizons in some way. For others, it can be a friendship or but someone that really kind of, because both Jupiter and the North Node expand and brings foreign new horizons to you beyond what you think is possible, or just swaps and changes your perspective. So I think that and Jupiter is a very lucky planet for you as a ruler of the 5th house of good fortune, going into the 7th house of others, and the North Node magnifies it. I don't know, I'm curious to see what kind of people you're gonna meet in your circle, in your environment. I remember when the North Node was in my 7th house, right when it transited the cusp, I met a group of, on the same night, of 10 people that 6 years later we're still keeping in touch, and they were kind of all famous famous people. So mine was in Leo, of course, the North Node, so in my country, but we stayed friends, and these people, they've been a source of connections and friendship and opportunities for me every year since then, everyone in a different way. So now you're going to have Jupiter and the North Node there in the 7th house. So watch out. Even if you don't see immediately the benefits of someone that enters your life, it might take till the next time Jupiter is in the 12th house you'll be receiving those benefits. So And they can be in some way someone that can bring you out of your bring you into the spotlight, or someone that can open horizons for you in some way. But also it can be in a romantic way, because Jupiter rules the 5th house of romance in the 7th house. With this North Node there is possibility for important developments connected with a partner, and even falling in love, but also maybe taking a relationship to the next level, or also even with a child, because Jupiter is the ruler of the 5th house of children in your horoscope, with Rahu in the 7th house with the North Node there. So let's see how it plays out. But also it can mean that you meet a business partner, or that someone you might even already know this person, but because it's Rahu usually brings something new, something foreign, something unusual. But still you have to stay open-minded. It might be also someone that you already know in your life, that brings something, introduces something for you. It might be a new business partnership. It might be a new contract. It's not always people. That is the 7th house. 7th house can be contract that happens, that you can gain through, that you can manifest through. A new collaboration, or someone triggers you into action, as I said. Or there can be something good happening in the life of your partner. Or you can benefit materially from some partnering with another to reach more audience or whatever. Or, as I said, you can become more social. That's another thing that Jupiter and Rahu intensifies. So if you're someone who lurks in the dark and never, now be bolder. Definitely this will help you. The whole May, the whole June. Not the whole May, but towards the end, and the whole June. Venture out, because you can meet maybe the love of your life, or you can meet someone that you can do business with, or someone who can give you a great idea, or have some adventures, or change your life, so you change your state of consciousness in some way, or circumstances. So be adventurous there, I would say. Of course, there can always be imposters with the North Node. There is always that possibility. But because the North Node is Rahu, it's a demonic energy. It's exciting. It sure is tempting and exciting. But Rahu will live in 2 months your 7th house, and only Jupiter, the planet of truth, remains there. So whatever temptations or illusions that you are presented with through someone as ideas or as possibilities, they would fall off. Jupiter will leave only the truth. You very quickly, if there was some illusion there, the Maya of Rahu, you would quickly be devolved. Jupiter will quickly reveal it to you when Rahu leaves in a couple of months. But I don't know, I find Rahu and Jupiter very exciting. I hope it's good for you, but some big change can be happening there through others and so on. But again, because Jupiter is looking at you, I think you're quite protected as well. Then on another level, on the 6th, Venus will enter your 10th house and will stay there till October. Venus usually passes a house in 1 month. This time will stay there 4 months. Last time this happened was 2016. I think it was in the summer, or maybe in the spring. No, 2014, sorry. 2014. Think back to that time, what happened. But Venus, wherever it goes, it tends to help things become easier, smoother. And Venus is going into your career house and will stay there till October. So there might be already from June some new opportunities connected to your career coming, or some maybe the circumstances around the project improve, you receive help, you receive more aesthetic ideas there. Especially any business that is Venusian will be doing really good in the next 4 months. If you're a consultant, advisor, diplomat, someone who makes or crafts contracts, anyone in sales, in luxury, anything in decoration, in interior design, in fashion, in art, in music, in singing, in relationships, these are Venusian careers. with anything with art and beauty as well, entertainment as well, anyone that uses their appearance in any way. First of all, their reputation will improve. They can even improve their public appearance in those 4 months. Some career project that you take on can flow, can develop very smoothly. Of course, Venus will go retrograde from the end of July. We'll speak about that, but again, it might be just time where things slow a little bit, to be revised, to be renewed, but the final result can be very positive in regards to your career. And if you're not in the right career, and we talked that if you're not in the right career, when Venus goes retrograde, it can make you reconsider it. But for now, it's like some new circumstances start to appear there. There might be a new boss figure or a new woman that enters your life, which is Venus, who is in some kind of a role that is, she might be a glamorous woman, or she might be a woman. And by the way, Venus rules your 7th house of relationships. So we have a connection here. So maybe even a relationship can appear that affects your social status, that affects it might be a personal or a business relationship that affects you, improves your social status, that affects and improves your career in some way, or career possibilities. And or there might be like an important woman that enters your life that can be beneficial, woman in a standing, with a standing in position, that can help you have a bigger vision for yourself, activate you into action in some way. This is the house of action, the 10th house. So let's see, I think you'll be quite motivated yourself as well this month, Scorpio, because Mars is in your 10th house, which is the planet of action. It rules you in the 10th house of career. You're giving it 110% there. You're active. When Venus comes, if you've stepped on people's toes a little bit, or if you've had some stressful experiences with bosses and authority figures, Venus can smooth these over. But yeah, I think that's a lot of the things that Venus will be doing. And you'll be personally investing yourself a lot in your career, because Mars, the ruler of the 1st, is there right now, and Venus, the ruler of the 7th, goes there till October. Might be some partnership or acquaintance or social connection can really influence your career, I think, for the better over the next few months. So doing a collaboration of some sort, or someone can help you like get a job you want, or project you want, or help you with the project, or help you improve your public status. Or if you want, for example, if you're someone in media who wants to reach more audience, publicity is the 7th house. Venus, the ruler, goes in the 10th house. Get a woman that can make you more visible, and the 10th house is also a very public house. Maybe a partnership that you do that helps you achieve that publicity and visibility. Or it can be that your partner receives some position of authority. You say Jupiter also in the 7th house can give more opportunities to your partners, but also the ruler of the 7th going in the 10th, your partners can reach some peak, or you can do something in your goals together in a relationship to achieve higher status in some way, to be more active, proactive, and get things done. Then on the 12th, Pluto goes back into your 3rd house. I don't think it's so important on personal level. On collective level, though, that's when big shakeups happen, when Pluto changes signs. But we're not talking about that here. I have to start making videos about world predictions again. I love those. But what can I say? Maybe if you have some unfinished business with siblings, with relatives, Pluto retrograde going back into the 3rd house, it will put your focus on that. They can give more competition and power struggles with siblings, neighbors, relatives, friends again, but also it can intensify those relationships, deepen them as well. And Pluto will be there till the end of the year. It can indicate I don't know, you're Pluto, so Pluto is important for you. So you might feel like you're reverting back a little bit to old topics for some time. Psychologically, when Pluto goes in Capricorn, but that stays till the end of the year, and then from the beginning of 2024, Pluto enters Aquarius again. But I don't know what to tell you, to be honest. I think you'd feel it more because this is your sign. Maybe you'd go a little bit more conservative again, a little bit more cautious. Psychologically, I think it's just going to be psychological. And yes, they can be more focused on this third house topics like documents, papers, learning some skills, communications with relative siblings, like-minded people. But Jupiter is making a trine to this third house, so it's no matter what is happening there, because Pluto sometimes can create crisis, Jupiter is holding the things together. And then last but not least, Saturn is turning retrograde in your 5th house on the 18th. Will be retrograde for about 4 months, and that's the first time Saturn will turn retrograde in your 5th house. Saturn will going retrograde there. For those of you who have children, for example, it can be a time where they start asking questions, not the children but you, whether you want child or no, or you might start asking questions if you already have children, for example, where the child is going through some more difficulty and you have to help them, because retrograde period shows something goes heavier and it's a bit more burdensome. So you might have to be helping your children through something, or your relationships can need to be re-examined during that time. Maybe certain boundaries set or certain rules, you know. The 5th house is also your romantic love life. For some of you, if you already have an existing romantic relationship, interestingly, that Rahu with Jupiter in the 7th house, someone new can appear. But here with Saturn going retrograde in the house of romance and love, you might be reconsidering what type of relationships do I want? Who do I give my heart to? Maybe, you know, I shouldn't, you know, what do I let people do to me? Or how far do I let people take advantage or come to me? So Saturn starts asking questions when it goes retrograde, because Saturn likes to build walls and eliminate what is rotten. So you start asking questions, what in your love life is rotten or not according to how you want it. And sometimes it kind of dries off the love, sometimes the love life. But I have hopes for you, Scorpio, because of Jupiter in the 7th house. So Jupiter in the 7th house can definitely raise the vibration, and good things coming to you from your partnership. And if you're in a good partnership, it will get even better. But Saturn here in the 5th house, my husband had, again, he was a previous ascendant sign. For the last 2.5 years, Saturn, every time Saturn would retrograde in the 5th house, would just have more responsibilities with the children, or some things will be changing in their life, or have to change them different schools, or such kind of, you know, things around that. And yes, a couple of important conversations we had to lead about, because we'll never have enough good time to have fun and whatever. And they'll be like, do you really love me? Do you still love me? I'm like, of course. So Saturn retrograde can make you ask such questions. But otherwise, also the 5th house is your creative project. So if you have your own business, which is your own idea, of course, or if you are working on some of your ideas on something, I don't know, writing a book or whatever it is that is your own original idea, when Saturn goes retrograde, it might require you, things might slow down there. It might take extra effort and time. You might have to redo it, or some old project, creative, that you've been working on can come back to you to take it over again, to restart it. But usually things move a little bit more slow and require more effort there, and to be more deliberate with what you're doing, with anything to do with 5th house activities, with creativity, with, you know, with children, to be more conscious. Yes. And then you have on the same day, Scorpio, in your 8th house, a new moon. That's a very Scorpio house. 8th house is the house of Scorpio. There'll be a new moon there. Well, that happens every June. What can I tell you? Every June there is a new moon. Pretty much every June, sometimes is in May. There is a new moon in your 8th house. So the world's not gonna fall apart. Nothing big's gonna change normally. What is it? They can be more focused here with this 8th house on insurance, inheritance, taxes, or on some secrets coming up. On more on intimacy as well, on sharing deeper, connecting on a deeper level, sharing, or maybe getting more interest into the occult, forbidden, astrology, learning about psychology. 8th house rules all of those things, and the eclipse, not eclipse, but full new moon there renews, you know, those activities. So it can be very good if you're a psychologist, if you're an astrologer, if you work in emergency services. If you work in a bank or in tax office or insurance office, these are all 8th house careers. Or fire worker, you know, again, some ER emergency services. It can be busy time or active time or time of new ideas in regards to that area of your life, rejuvenation there. Otherwise, it can make you feel a bit more scorpionic than other times. You know, the 8th houses, you dig under the surface, you kind of, the suspicious energy, of course, transformation, healing, sudden changes psychologically in you, sudden, like almost like the chakras start moving faster when the 8th house is activated and can suddenly shift circumstances much faster. So that's one of the months. Yes, I don't think it's more like psychological, because this is, you know, there is a new moon every year day in your 8th house. But yeah, maybe some secrets can come to the surface, because the 8th house is about that, and Neptune is involved from the 5th house. They can be connected to romantic topics, romantic partners, or something, or children, or something that you find out that is, you know, that was hidden to you till now, until this until this new moon. Sorry, I'm getting very tired now, and it's very hard for me to focus. So, but there you go. The most important thing for you Scorpios is to focus on the 7th house, where the most important event, the North Node conjunct Jupiter, is happening. And then the other most important event will be Venus entering your 10th house for the next 4 months. So you have a perspective where things are going for you. So thank you so much.